please?
My name is Mrs. Bukola Ladoja, the president and founder of Reading Awareness Society for Development in Africa, RASDA. Yes, please.
Now you said you're the president of RASDA.
Yes.
Now we would like to know about what was the vision of starting an organization like this?
Well, the vision came about because of the dwindling level of reading culture in Nigeria. The vision came from God, and in 2006 I saw a vision how I should go about preaching the gospel of reading culture among youths, especially youth secondary school students. And the vision actually, what spurred the vision, what brought about the vision was the mass failure in national exams. You know national exams? Yes. NECO, WAEC, JAM, and you know that that is the foundation to become anything in Nigeria in terms of education. Because if you want to further your education, you need a certain standard of pass, which is 5 credits in maths and English. 5 credits including mathematics and English. And for some time now, you students have been failing WAEC and maths. And God just told me that if you continue, the future of Nigeria is bleak. That means there is no future for Nigeria. So in that wise, God gave me the mandate to go and begin to preach the gospel of reading, to tell you to read, to lead Nigeria. Because we become managers of companies, managers of the economy. You know, Nigeria has a lot of mineral resources. You know, oil is one. I mean, crude oil is one. But there are other mineral resources, and there are a lot of industries, banks, schools that need teachers, hospitals that need nurses and doctors. And without solid education, nobody can manage. You know, and it is doctors that manages the hospitals. They manage the patients. The teachers teaches in schools. All of them are educated. So if there is persistence in failure, it shows that there is not going to be anybody to manage all these places in future. So the essence of the program is to begin to tell you how important you are to the nation. That without you, with a proper education, the nation has no future. Yes.
Since this is a non-governmental organization and also a non-profit making organization, how have you been financing this program since this is the 4th season?
Well, before we started, the reality TV show that you are a part of is just an area or one part of the whole, what the NGO does. You know, we do other things. We go to schools to campaign. We go to higher institutions, we go to secondary schools, we go all over the place to, we go to markets, we organize workshops and seminars. It's not only the reality TV show, but to answer your question, we don't have any sponsor. What we do with the reality TV show is to partner with a government to give us students from public schools with a token. Because we want to deal with the public schools because we know they are the ones that are really being affected with the mass failure. You know, students from private schools, they are more or less well managed. We are not saying you public schools are not well managed, but because of the population of students in the public schools, it's affecting the outcome of your results. And we have been relying on ourselves. There are no major sponsors, no multinational companies are interested because it is reading culture. If it were entertainment, you know the reality TV shows that are being sponsored because they are entertainment, but this is cerebral. Since you've been around, you discover that all we do is we test you from your brain. There is no singing competition here. Have you ever done any singing competition? No, that is attracting 2 million naira? So all we have been doing is testing your capability in terms of academics, and trying to let you know 1 or 2 things you can do to to chuch up your academic level, you know. So we don't have any sponsor for now. Nobody's interested in us because we are not doing something that is attractive, and that is part of the bane of reading culture. Nobody is interested because it is not the area they are interested in. Yeah.
Now, when you talked to us about how you came about the vision, and I must admit that was a good vision. Apart from the finance, what other challenges have you encountered in course of this program?
Well, a major challenge is finance, but other challenges is one major other challenge is moving around the nation to propagate the gospel of reading. You know, I need to go to River State, go to the north, go to the south, go to the east and west of Nigeria. And there are many times I will have to leave my own children also for trips for weeks to work for other children. So my own family also, I always more or less abandon them because I just must make sure I do what God told me to do. So apart from that, it's been very interesting because I'm doing what I like to do. So I cannot really pinpoint any challenge. It's not challenging to me. It's just innovating and interesting. It's no challenge to me because you've seen we've been around together for a while now. Have you ever seen any day that I look stressful? Because I'm doing what I like. You can undergo stress when you are doing what you don't like. You know, my father in the Lord, Bishop Oyedepo, will always say something. He says, hard work never kills. It's only, it doesn't term it laziness. What he's saying is, it's not hard work that weary people, that make people to be weary. It is when you are doing what you don't like to do. That's what but I cannot remember the way he said it actually. But what he's saying is, when you are doing something that is not of interest to you, you tend to be tired of it. You know, you tend to be tired of it soonest. But when you are doing what you like, come rain, come sunshine, 24 hours you are on it and you don't even feel it. So apart from finances, I cannot really pinpoint. Another challenge that I may say we are having is in having students to partake in the program. Because we decided to be working with the public schools because we believe they are the sheep without shepherd. But getting students from government schools is like making a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. The bureaucracy, you know, you write proposals before it is approved from one table to the other. So sometimes, you know what we're doing is time bound. So most times before all those things happen, the time to go about the reality TV show might have lapsed. Because we can only camp the student during long vacation, during their holiday. We can't say come into the Read to Lead house when you are in school. You know, it will counter the purpose of why you are going to school. So that's a major challenge that I feel God will help us to surmount. Yes, sir.
Please, before going telling us about this organization, we just want to know about your family background and educational background. Which family are you going to and how you started?
Well, I am born in Ibadan, Oyo State, and my father's name was late Alhaji Hamzat Ajadi Jejelai. I'm the first child of my father of about 20 children, And my mother's name, she's still living, is Alaja Taye Lulu Jejelai. And I was born over 50 years ago. And I attended my primary school. You want to know, I attended Alafia Institute, later Alafia Nursery and Primary School, Mokola Ibadan, founded by late Chief Mrs. Jeanette Igniola Bolarinwa. So, and after that, my secondary school, I attended Bishop Phillips Academy in Ibadan. It's not a grade 1 secondary school. So for you to know that no matter the secondary school you go through, if you work hard, if you read, you will become who you are supposed to become. Are you getting me? Yeah. So after that, I attended the Federal Government Girls College, Oyo, for my advanced level, A levels. We call it HSC that time, Higher School Certificate. So when I left there, I proceeded to the University of Lagos for my first degree. So I read psychology. I studied psychology at the University of Lagos. So after that, I served in Kano with the Customs and Excise. That was where I did my National Youth Corps in Kano City that time. And that was former Kano State that comprised of the new Kano State and the present Kano State and Jigawa State, made up of the former Kano State that time. So when I finished service, I started as a journalist. So I worked with one community newspaper called City Mirror. So it was from there that I established my own company, Dove Communications Nigeria Limited, and I started publishing, and I was an author also. I've written some books, about 11 books now. So my first book came out in 1993. We call it The Legendary People of Oyo State. So it was a documentary book on some legends of those that have excelled in their various fields in Oyo State. So, and I wrote other books like Read to Lead, book 1 to 6 for primary school, both lower and upper primary. And I've written some storybooks also, A Visit to Grandpa, and many others. So after I started my career in journalism, I delved into business also. I was importing and exporting. I was importing from Asia, China, Dubai, and I was exporting to Italy. I was exporting cow horns. You know cow horns?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I was exporting cow horns to Italy. So until 2006, when I saw the vision of RASDA, and since that time, I've put everything into the NGO because it's more or less taking 24/7 of my time now. So that's a little bit about myself. And I'm married with children. Yes, ma.
Ma, even before you start getting children, when you are in businesses, do you have an interest in reading culture before you have the vision to start businesses?
Okay, thank you, because that's a very good question. I've always been reading. You know, I told you I am an author. I started as a journalist and an author. So when I left the university, my first book came out after service, after my youth corps, about 4 years after, my first book came out, The Legendary People of Oyo State. I imbibed the reading culture through my late father. My late father was an illiterate. He was a stark illiterate, but at least he had some little resources to see me through in school. And one thing I appreciate till tomorrow about him was that whenever he goes to work, he was a businessman, a core businessman. He leaves home very early, 7 a.m. he would have gone to his shop. And when he goes, before he leaves the house, he will give standing instruction, very stern instruction that when you come back from school, you must read your book. You must read your book. So, and when he's coming back, he won't tell us the time it will just, you know, it will just appear like that because he wants to meet us the way we are. Whether we are reading or not, he wants to meet us the way we are. So he will just go and park in 1 kilometer before the house and tiptoe to the house. That is his usual practice. You won't even know when he's coming in. And when he comes like that, he will just come straight to my room because I'm the first child. And he will always tell me, Eshin, what do you need to do you know the meaning? Yes. That you as the firstborn, you are the one that will dictate and determine the path of the others. If you do well, they will want to do well also because you are more or less like a role model. So he will tiptoe to my room. And I was very smart. So when I know, I calculated the time, the average time he will likely come back. It should be between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. So from like 5 o'clock, I will retire to my room and begin to read because I want him to meet me reading. So that was how I started, you know, developing reading culture. So every day I will make sure I retire. Whatever, it wasn't as if I was not playing. You know, they say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I still play, but I was obedient to him. So, and I didn't want, because he will always motivate. That's one thing he will do. He will always motivate us. Whosoever reads and he meets you reading, he will make sure he motivates you for being obedient. So I will always read, and that time, I will go and buy pace setters. I was always monitoring pace setters. You know, have you heard about pace setters? You've not heard about it. Pace setters is a series written by some Nigerian authors, story books, very interesting stories. There are a lot of titles from pace setters. Pace setter series, the director, they were writing about the current affairs, the current things that are happening in Nigeria at that time, but very interesting. So, and it was series. I think it was coming monthly or I can't remember, but we make sure I struggle to buy the latest. So we will always compete in school that how many pace setters have you. Some people that time were reading Miss and Bone also. Have you heard about Miss and Bone before? No. Oh, what a pity. You need to go and be reading. So all these are storybooks that backs up your other school books, you know. It gives you deep knowledge of English language. It makes you to know some vocabularies better than your mates that are not reading, you understand? So that time I was reading pace setters. Sometimes I will be reading newspapers, but because he's an illiterate, even if I'm reading pace setters, he doesn't know, all he wants is you are reading. Whether you are reading your school books or story books, he cannot understand. But when he comes and he meets me reading, in fact, that's a plus. So whenever I now go back to him and say, my father, I need to buy this, and he will say, no, just sum up the money and take. Because you always make me proud. And one way or the other, to the glory of God, I was very brilliant. It was showing in my, in fact, during our own time, there was nothing like leaving for the secondary school in primary 5. But my school, that nursery and primary school that I attended, I was the first set that the school authority tested to know whether primary 5 student is capable of coping in the secondary school. That was 1975. 1975. So the proprietress that time, she organized that the best students in all the HAMs, I was in primary 5G or so. We had A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We were very many in the school because children of elites, that time, they were attending that school. So they picked first to third in every ham and now put us in one classroom. They call it 6 special. That was second term. So I spent only 1 term in primary 5. So they picked three of us that were always first to third in our class. They picked us to a special class. They call it 6 special. So in that 6 special, they started giving us the same lecture or the same thing with primary 6. They wanted to know whether we can cope. Mrs. Bolari of blessed memory, she was British trained that time. You know, she came from abroad to start the school, so she was using the standard abroad that time. So, but to the glory of God, when we did the second term exam, you know, I said I did first time in primary 5. During the second term exams, we were one of the first 10. When they sum up both our own results and those of the primary 6, we were even top 10. So through that, they allowed us, and that was how we graduated with the primary 6. In fact, they call us 6 special. So we graduated with the primary 6. I remember I was even part of those that sang during the end of the session. I can remember the song, Atunde, Alafi Atide, O Atide, Sori, Joho, Afolorusha. I was one of to show you that I was still leading, even despite the fact that we were given more or less a double promotion. So that was, and what helped me was the book I was always reading. You know, when I read the story books, I will still take because books are like the second thing to me. It's so easy for me to read. It's easy because it's like an art. I've been practicing it, I've been reading, and it's like the food I cannot do without. You know, you can't do without food. So reading became a part of me that even up till today, what I do, my children can tell you that you can't meet me watching television. It's rare. When I'm not working, I'm inside my room reading. Books are my best friends. And that's why you can see me come up with a lot of books, writing books, because when you read, you will be having ideas. Books, you know, spurs your imagination. It makes you to imagine a lot of things. It makes you to be a good thinker, because it broadens your knowledge. Are you getting it? When they are telling you to read, it is for your benefit. I'm benefiting even when I was in business, I was leading. I told you I was exporting. I catch ideas just like that. It makes you to be very sensitive to having ideas, you know, because your mind is engaged. When you read, you engage your mind. Are you getting it? So that was how I became one of the best in my primary school. The same thing in my secondary school. I was one of the best. I was always, you know, that time we were not using junior and senior secondary. It was just from 1 to 6, from 1 to 5. When I was in Form 1, out of 8 or 9 subjects that we were offering that time, I got prizes at the end of the year in 6 subjects in my first year. You know, end of the year, prize giving day, I got 6 subjects. In actual fact, when they were calling my name, before I go back to my seat, my name will be mentioned again to come back and take my prize. And in Form 2, the same thing happened. I think Form 2 I got 5. Up till when I finished secondary school, I'm always one of the people that will take prizes at the prize giving day. There is no prize giving day due in any school I attend that I won't take prizes.
Reach to lead Africa is here again. Africa's premier teenage cerebral and entertaining reality TV show is back with season 3, The Emergence of Stars. For 30 days, 90 housemates of the Reach to Lead House shall battle for the grand prize of 2 million naira in scholarship and other fantastic prizes. The contests include words arrangement, spell it, public speaking, declamation contest, mumbo jumbo, fastest and best, critical reasoning, mastermind series, the great debate, and lots more, plus sports, parties, music, drama, and plenty of laughter, showing daily on these channels. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can also watch episodes on our YouTube channel. Visit www.readtoleadafrica.tv or call 0802-315-7972 or 0818-331-9200. Produced by Reading Awareness Society for Development in Africa, RASDA. Read to Lead Africa Season 3. The Emergence of Stars. Don't miss a moment.
After the specialization of your vision, do you have the urge to further your education after your first degree?
Well, actually, when I finished my first degree, because I was born and bred in business through my father, everything about my brain was business that time. So when I left the university, when I finished service, I said I started my company. Apart from my company, I was doing business also. And I was so engrossed. I was so, busy with money making. I didn't think of going for my second degree, the master's degree. But when I saw the vision in 2006, and I discovered I found myself back in the area of reading. And I was going out to talk to students like you. I go to secondary schools, I attend the assemblies, talk to them about reading culture. And I decided that, look, I graduated in 1987. That was when I graduated for my first degree. So, and that was 20th century. Am I right?
Yes.
The millennium started in the year 2000. So I'm even 13 years older in after graduation to the millennium. So I discovered that I cannot be teaching the 21st century children with my 20th century knowledge. So that was how I went back to the University of Ibadan. I went back to UI in the year 2008. I said the vision in August 2006. We launched RASDA January 2007. So after going about in 2007, by 2008, I went back to school for my master's degree. So that was how I graduated in 2010 in publishing and copyright studies from the University of Ibadan. And presently, I'm pursuing my PhD from the University of South Africa. Although I may change the university when I travel to South Africa, if they are too slow for me. But I'm still studying, I'm still reading, I'm still pursuing more degrees so that I can be current when I'm speaking to people. I attend workshops and seminars all over the world. And if I don't know the current things that are happening in the area of reading culture, I may not be able to fit in whenever they call me to come and talk. So when you see me talk, I talk current issues about reading culture because I am doing researches on reading culture. Any other question? You have asked, let her ask another.
What type of home do you come from and how does it affect the reading culture?
I think I've said it. I said my father affected my reading culture. It was a polygamous home. I actually don't think that has anything to do with it because we have the enablement. My father was a bit okay, so I have my room to myself. My room was furnished like a hotel. So I have my privacy. So it has nothing to do with, and I have other people there that were not reading, even despite everything that was available. If I tell my father I want to buy books, he will buy books for me. When we go to school, anytime we're approaching September to resume, during our own time, it was January. So when we started, it was January to December. It was not like September to June or July now. It was January to December. When we were to resume in January, my father made sure all the list of books are bought to the last. All my list of books, everything will be bought to the last. Not a single book will remain. Because my father, even as an illiterate, will tell us, you cannot go to a farm, you as a farmer cannot go to the farm without your cutlass and hoe. It's just like you just went for an expedition. So that's the kind of background it came from, and I thank God for it because it really helped me. It gave me a solid foundation. But some people will have such an opportunity and will still miss it. They may lose such an opportunity because they are not disciplined and they are not committed to their future. It's good to be committed to your future. Because anyhow you mold yourself, that's the way you will meet yourself. Your own question. Larry.
What are the contributions your husband made to make sure your goals come and where your dream comes to fulfillment?
Okay, well, I thank God for my husband also. I'm married to Senator Rashidi Ladoja, the former governor of your state. He had been helping. He had been, in his own little way, he had been supporting them. The number one support is to give somebody the freedom to go about. I've been here for like a month with you now, you know. So the freedom to even go and fulfill your destiny is an encouragement. It's like a trust that this person, even if you go, I trust you that you will not disappoint me. And one way or the other also, he is not the one financing the NGO, but in his own little way, in his own little contribution, sometimes when we need money, he gives us to move ahead. So, but morally and financially in his little way, he's supporting us. You have not asked any question before.
So we would like to know if there have been any organization or personality that have been supporting this program.
Well, until recently, some are supporting. It's not only when people give you money that you measure their contribution. Some people have been contributing their intellectual support. Some have been contributing their, like I have my PA that had been following me for like 3 years now. I mean, Ms. Okpe Ajilori, I appreciate her. Some volunteer to follow me to see to the fulfillment of the vision. And I have some like Professor Clement Kolawole. They've been supporting me in the area of moral support and intellectual support. Because sometimes when I see some visions, I go and share it with them. Professor Clement Kolawole was the former Dean of Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan. So also Professor Adedeji Awoniyi, who is one of our board of trustees. He is always supportive also. They spend their time to follow me to some programs, you know, they give advice. It's a support in one way or the other. And even some of my workers, you know, we work like jackal. Many of them, they left their homes. They've been with us here for a while. That's a support. Even if we are paying them, how much are we paying them? Is it commensurate with what is paid elsewhere? So some people are sharing the passion. They are giving their time. You can see the presenter of this program now, Mark George, and Ms. Miriam Tolashi. Since season 1, they've been supportive. That's a support also. Though we may pay them, but they share in the vision. And you can see the passion. You understand it. So those are the kind of support I've been given, you know, from friends. And recently also, some people came, some of my friends like Mr. Suraj Ajiboye, he taught you on ICT. That one too also came and said, look, I'm ready to sponsor one or two of these students. And also the proprietor of God's Blessings group of schools in Ibadan, in the person of Mr. Kunle Fajobi, he also came to teach you. When he saw you, he said his school will sponsor one of you. Those are the kind of support we are seeing recently. So it's not a one-man show. Some people are behind the scene that are making things to work. Even the crew that are here, everybody is working, you know, very hard. Even the drivers, we're always on the road, moving from one state to the other. The drivers that are driving, they are part of the support. I can't be driving myself all over Nigeria. So we are receiving support from little by little from such people. And I will mention one thing also, like the Director General of Ogun State Television, you know, is always supporting. Though we pay OGTV, but they make sure it is not exactly what we are supposed to pay. They discount it for us, for our convenience. So, like Lagos Television also, Lagos Television have never taken a dime from us in season 1 and 2. They've been supporting us, Lagos Television Authority. So we see one or two supports from such people and establishments. Yeah.
Apart from the media campaign that we've been going on in Nigeria, the students that started with Non-Governmental relationship the first season, I want to ask, maybe there has been any result as per the improvement in the educational standard of the students that partake in programs in season 1?
Well, that's a good question. Yes, there are a lot of development and improvements in the lives of the students that partook there. They are giving us the testimonies. Some of them that were very shy before, they became public speakers. They can face any audience through the trainings and what have you that we have exposed them to. And apart from that, what they told us, many of them, they have never come across the kind of task we are giving them. And like critical thinking, for instance, one of the tasks that we expose you people to is critical thinking. Critical thinking is good because when you go for job placement tests and interviews, they ask you questions. If you are not the type that had been doing things like critical thinking, you may not even know how to think fast. These are things that international school students are exposed to. These are things that makes the difference between public schools. You know, you did public speaking, critical thinking, mastermind, fastest and best. We are bringing in ideas and tasks that will make you to measure to the standard of international school students so that the confidence will be there for you. Well, if you find yourself in America today looking for a job, most people that are looking for a job, everyone that will give you a job will test you on critical thinking. You understand what I'm saying? Because they want to give you a question that will level you, that won't differentiate between arts and science students. They will give you a general question that will test your IQ. You know, general critical thinking tests IQ and not based on subject line. Did you like it when you did it? It was very tough, but how did you see it? Your mates, the former students of, or the past participants, if I may say that, of the Read to Lead Africa reality TV show, they're always calling us to tell us that now they're better off. They are better off in confidence, in exposure, in etiquette, in in human relations, you know. They have the, even if you are sent to Barack Obama in America today, I don't think any of you will be jittery to talk to him. Because the information you have in you through reading will give you confidence and boldness to talk to anybody, because you know. You understand what I'm saying? You know what to say. It's when you don't know what to say that you are shy and jittery. But when you have something to tell somebody, you will have the boldness to tell the person. That makes the difference in your life.
Reach to Lead Africa is here again. Africa's premier teenage cerebral and entertaining reality TV show is back with Season 3, The Emergence of Stars. For 30 days, 90 housemates of the Reach to Lead house shall battle for the grand prize of 2 million naira in scholarship and other fantastic prizes. The contests include words arrangement, spell it, public speaking, declamation contest, mumble jumble, fastest and best, critical reasoning, mastermind series, the great debate, and lots more, plus sports, parties, music, drama, and plenty of laughter, showing daily on these channels. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can also watch episodes on our YouTube channel. Visit www.reachtoleadafrica.tv or call 0802-315-7972 or 0818-331-9200. Produced by Reading Awareness Society for Development in Africa, RASDA. Reach to Lead Africa Season 3, The Emergence of Stars. Don't miss a moment.
That have depressed you sometimes that you think that you would like to close down the program?
Well, like I said, I'm living for the program. When you are living for something, can a pastor say because he's facing challenges in the church, he will close down the church? Who sent him? God sent the pastor. So the pastor won't say because I'm facing challenges, because of this, I will not go ahead and do God's work. This is God's work, and I'm not doing it because of any financial benefits. I think I can make better money. I knew the way I make money when I was in business. When I was doing my export business, I was earning euros. Because my customer in Italy will always pay my container in euros. You know euros, now that's what they spend in Europe. So I have my accounts in euro. What can be better? Yorubas will say, how much is cow horn that are thrown all over the place in abattoirs? It's not, I may not be making money now, but the fact that I'm impacting lives, I'm making a difference in people's lives, it energizes me. And I love to put smiles on people's faces. I love to impact joy. At least since you've been here, are you not happy? Do you have any regret of coming to the Read to Lead house? So, and my own joy is that you are happy. And that is the fuel. You know what they call energizer? A booster. That's what keeps me going. And let me tell you, my children, you can tow a cow, but can you tow an aircraft up there? Which invariably means flyers fly alone. Have you seen a plane that fly in group? They will move at the same time. In fact, sometimes when you are traveling, when you are on board the aircraft, you may be at the tarmac 30 minutes because there are a lot of aircrafts that want to go at the same time. They will queue on ground. They can't fly at the same time. They wait for each other. Are you getting what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, it is good for you to have friends and be working, solving problems, school problems together, but you read alone. If you actually want to read and comprehend, it is only when you have read and you want to test whether you have actually really read, that you can go to your friend's house and begin to test it and begin to ask yourself questions. But when it is time to study, you study alone. So that's why I say flyers fly alone. They don't fly in groups. Because among your group, some of them will draw you back. Some of them are layabouts. Have you noticed it that some friends love to gist? Yes. They are experts in gisting. If they issue certificate for gisting, they won't miss it. They won't miss it. But they are destiny wasters. As you see me, if you call me now and you are talking too much on the phone, I will just act as if the network is bad. And I will cut it. Because some people can gist with you for 1 hour on phone. And if you are my visitor and I'm ready for you and I listen to you, as soon as I discover you are waiting, because I always preach it that the one thing that God used that you cannot, that he didn't make the rich and the poor to have a difference is the number of hours in a day. The rich people have 24 hours to themselves. The poor people have 24 hours to themselves. And I always tell you, my children, that the way you manage your 24 hours every day determines the quality of your future. Do I make sense? Do I make sense? It determines the quality of it, because little by every little drop of water makes an ocean. Are you getting it? If in a day, 24 hours in a day, you discover that you are wasting 8 hours every day, one way or the other, you are wasting 8 hours. And that's the minimum I want to use as an example. And 8 hours statistically is, what's the ratio in 24 hours? 1/3. 1/3 of a day is 8 hours. Now, just a simple mathematics. You are wasting 8 hours every day. By the time, that's 1/3. By the time you are 75 years old, how many years have you wasted?
5 years.
So if you try as much as possible to manage your time every day, there's no way it won't show in your future. There's no way. If you manage your time every day, well, I'm not saying you should not play football. Since you've been here, you've been playing football once in a while. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But what I'm telling you is be disciplined with your time. That's the first thing. That's one of the things I want you to take home. Be disciplined with your time. When you discipline yourself with your time, you will have a glorious future. Be disciplined. Some people, they are devils. They will want to waste your time. They will come and, hey, Adumati, come. Ah, it's happening. Hey, what's happening? And you two, you just forget yourself and you say, what? Tell me what is happening. Do you know Jonathan and the Obasanjo fought yesterday? When they finished fighting, Okonjo Iweala and what was the former central bank's name that became a governor? Sanusi Lamido. If you see the problem, the thing is too much. From little by little, 1 hour is gone. 2 hours is gone, 3 hours is gone. You are wasting your destiny. So you should be disciplined. If it is even your parents that wants to waste your time, let them know that time is money. Time is money. Time is your destiny. When you manage it well, you use it for positive and productive things, it's summed up to who you become in the future. As you are looking at me today, I hardly have time for nonsense. I'm too focused on where I'm going. And you know, when you know where you are going, you will know how to strategize and plan how you will get there. So you can't waste my time not to allow me to get to where I'm going on time. I will even, when you come to my house, I'm sitting at the edge of the seat like this, listening. And by the time I start looking at my time, I'm embarrassing you that you should sum up what you are telling me. Because I need to go back to my room and do some work, because I don't want to come out and talk anywhere and talk like mediocre.
I want to ask, is there any reaction, positive reaction from the participants of the season 1 and the season 2 edition of this program? I've heard reacting positively to the program.
Of course, yes. Most of them are in higher institutions. The winner of season 1 is in Covenant University studying international relations, and she's doing very well. The winner of season 2, I've just been told, is just gotten his admission through to Federal University of Technology Akure, Federal University of Technology Akure, FUTA. And we have Treasure Obasi. She's reading law at Unilag now. And a lot of them like that. Many are in very good federal universities and some in private universities. So, and we're having good reports. Even there is one, the son of a taxi driver, when we did season 1, Mufta Lamidi, he sent a mail to me recently that is now at Ladoke Akintola University, Lautech, Ogbomosho. So they are doing well because it has inspired them.
How have you been coping with your business while undertaking this project?
Well, this is my business now. This is my business. This is my, because I have, in a year, I have a very long list of schools that I need to go. We need to organize the season, another season for the reality TV show. I need to do one thing or the other concerning reading culture. So I found out that all my 12-month calendar, they are fully engaged concerning this area. So my other businesses are suffering for it. But I told you I have no regret. I'm enjoying it. Have you gained anything from this? Can you tell me what you have gained? Before you clap for me, tell me what you have gained in 1 minute. Allah Tishe, tell us what you've been able.
All I've done tonight is that for me, I know what I'm watching football, but tonight I've learned that I used to waste my time. So I will use the amount of time I spent in the football house.
So, that lady.
What I learned is that wherever you have a goal, there will be distractions as you stop reaching the goal. But you must be determined and focused in reaching the goal, because life has its own sides. So you shouldn't let those parts, values, and ethics to be very important.
Thank you. So what did you learn?
I've learned that consistency and determination is very essential in achieving the goals.
Let's clap for ourselves. I appreciate you all also. And I thank God for your perseverance and your diligence. And I've seen that you are very, very sharp and very intelligent students. You should keep it up because you need it. So there should be no dull moment in your life. Make sure you inspire yourself through books. And you will get there. Amen. In Jesus' name. Amen. So thank you very much.